Hey everyone, it's Futzy Smite, and today we're taking a look at the new audio system in Smite 2. Hi-rez just posted a video, and I'm super excited to kind of tackle it and give my thoughts on it. I'm just excited to tackle anything Smite 2 at the moment, and let's take a look at how big the improvements are, right?
My name's Andrea Chang, and I'm the audio director here at hi-rez Studios working on Smite 2. I helped build the audio team up from the ground up. When we started, we were actually very small of a team, and so it felt very prototypey, almost game jam-like. Basically, you would just bounce ideas off of each other very quickly. So it was very organic and grassroots-like. So one of the first things that I would say is a huge improvement on our end is using meta sounds, which is our new audio system.
Wow.
Which is a huge improvement over UE3's sound cues. We have increased voice count in Smite 2. So in Smite 1, the voice cap limit was 32 voices. If you're basically just walking down lane solo, that's already 24 voices. And if you add like fighting minions on top of that, then you're pretty much at your voice count cap.
See, that's crazy. I did not know that. That would explain a lot of why like certain sounds are prioritized over others, like in team fights, or just like one sound will stop and then another one will abruptly like start and you'll hear the sound effect. Like sometimes I'll be fighting Cuckoo Khan and you don't hear his tornado, and then for like a nanosecond or something, and then all of a sudden halfway through his duration on the tornado it just starts making a louder noise. It's interesting. I wonder if that's the case.
In Smite 2, we didn't want voices to just randomly cut out and miss out on important gameplay information, and so we raised the voice count limit to 128.
Oh, wow.
That way people can hear things that they need to hear, and also the fidelity of the audio is just increased tremendously because you're able.
I mean, thank you. Like, that sounds like a pretty reasonable explanation. Kind of funny.
Able to hear so many more things and have such a more immersive experience. In Smite 2, we really wanted to make sure that we gave the players really good spatial information for the audio. And one of the things that we improved in Smite 2 was the attenuations. So attenuation.
I hear this sand thing. It's like, it's pretty cool.
Attenuation basically is if you have an object and it emits a sound, the radius that you hear that sound from is the attenuation of that sound. So if you look at the picture, the red circle is Smite 1's attenuation, and it's pretty large. Smite 2 has a lot smaller of an attenuation. It's the blue circle. And because it's smaller, you get more accurate information of where the actual sound is spawning from. So continuing on that thread, occlusion is another way to give players better spatial information. So for example,
so just, I guess the attenuation radius, it just gives you more accurate sounds within like that radius. I guess, I mean, she just said more accurate sounds, which I think we're all down for. Less rain, like I think Smite's sounds now are not uber inaccurate, but they're kind of like broad. Like you hear something, like, or you hear the jungler in the jungle, and you can kind of tell if you have a lot of game knowledge where they are, but otherwise it's kind of just like, I know you're here kind of thing. So maybe that'll just improve on that.
For example, if you have a Bellona behind a wall hacking away at the jungle, you don't want the Bellona to feel like they're right next to you.
Wow.
You want to feel like they're occluded or coming from behind the wall.
Okay, see, that is really useful, and you wouldn't think about it, but like instead of having just that matte sound, like if I'm a Nubis here and I'm running through jungle and I'm not like super focused, let's say I walk through this path right here, or I'm coming this way, and then all of a sudden I hear a smack from Bellona that's louder, and then I get right behind this, and then it's quieter all of a sudden. I'm like, oh shoot, like it just kind of tells your brain you're walking past something and she's right there. And like little stuff like that goes a long way to make you feel more immersed, and like the game is more fluid. So that is exciting to me. I think that's something that most Smite players will notice fairly quickly.
We developed an occlusion system that occludes the sound if it's blocked by something or if it's obstructed by something. And so the sound will be decreased in volume, and also low pass filters will be applied to it if the sound is occluded. So one of the things I wanted to do with Smite 2 sound design was take a very intentional approach, and part of that is making things feel a lot more responsive. So for example, in Ymir's AO1 ability, right when you press that button, you get that sound of him digging into the ground and ice crumbling. And I think that tactile feel really helps to make you feel like you're Ymir and super powerful Norse giant.
They also added more on his, like, when he scoops or takes his arm and goes, so like it just adds more impact, which is really what the sound design should do. It should complement and give you information, but also give you that like extra oomph to some of those abilities. So that's really cool to see, at least for them to focus on in this video. Here we go. Sorry, I keep interrupting, guys. I'm excited. It's pretty cool.
The second thing that I wanted to focus on for the sound design was having high quality informative sounds. For example, in Ymir's AO2 ability, he spawns these spikes. In Smite 1, you hear these kind of high-pitched, fragile sounds. And in Smite 2, I really wanted the player to feel like these are actual spikes that could hurt you and damage you. And so the sounds are a lot more visceral in Smite 2.
Yeah.
And the third point is, you know, keep what's good from Smite 1. If it's not broken, then don't fix it, right? And so Ymir's AO3 is a great example of that. How, you know, that's a very iconic sound, and players recognize it right when they hear it. They're like, oh, that's the frost breath. And so that sound does everything we want it to do. So basically, we didn't have to change it, and we basically kept the core of the sound and just beefed it up slightly. We're a small team of 3 for audio, but I'm so proud of how much we've accomplished in such a short time. And I'm so excited for the fans to experience everything that we've worked so hard on.
Yeah. Well, check that out, guys. I mean, only 3 people seemed like they were making good headway, so that's pretty cool. I agree, they don't need a new sounds for everything, but I do like the new sound for Ymir's too. Very cool. All right. I just hope we keep getting meaningful updates with some new content, kind of like this one had, and I'll be happy. And hopefully, I don't know, is it just me, or does it make you guys nervous to hear that there's only 3 people working on audio design? I don't know if you need more. I mean, it's not like a complete redesign. I guess I don't know the average audio design for other games, or how big the team is for other games audio design, but it is still interesting. Nonetheless, super exciting. If I can just get more intel off the sounds more reliably, where it's not just like, you know, certain abilities punch in and out of audio and all that other mumbo jumbo, then I'm excited. So definitely tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I love interacting with you guys. Like I keep saying, I'm a new Smite content creator. I've played the game very dedicated for about 8.5 years. And I would love to hear what your thoughts are on either my last video or what you guys hope for in the audio system. So with that, have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Adios.